Hello and welcome to this edition of Shelby This Week. Here are some of the stories we have coming up for you. Four of Michigan's largest business organizations are calling on Governor Whitmer to find a solution to safely reopen the remaining businesses that have been closed for 5 months due to COVID-19. And one of the top professional fishing leagues in the world held their competition on Lake St. Clair this past week. We have these stories and more on this edition of Shelby This Week. Four of Michigan's largest business organizations are calling on Governor Whitmer to find a solution to safely reopen the remaining businesses that have been closed for 5 months due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In a letter sent to Whitmer and the legislative leaders last Thursday, leaders of the business groups, the Detroit Regional Chamber, Michigan Chamber of Commerce, the Michigan Small Business Association, and the Grand Rapids Chamber of Commerce called for the group to work together to help find a safe pathway for businesses that have remained closed to safely reopen. The business groups are also urging them to work together on finding a solution for property tax deferral for several impacted industries and passing legislation that assures employers in all sectors who take reasonable steps to follow public health guidelines that they will be protected against COVID-19 related lawsuits. Although many businesses have reopened, some personal care services, gyms, movie theaters, fitness centers, and entertainment-type venues such as bowling alleys have all remained closed under the governor's order. After 25 years of operation, Dumars Fieldhouse in Shelby Township is closed for good and is hosting a farewell sale. They are conducting open houses on Saturday, August 29th, from 1 to 5 p.m. and on Sunday, August 30th from 1 to 5 p.m. Items for sale include memorabilia, furniture, sporting goods, clothing items, and more. The State Fairgrounds location is currently a COVID-19 testing site and is expected to reopen in the future. After the high school football season was rescheduled to the spring due to COVID-19, the MHSAA announced their plan for the remainder of fall sports. Competition for golf, tennis, and cross country have been approved across the state, while swimming and diving, boys soccer, and volleyball have only been approved for Region 6 and 8, which includes the northern Lower Peninsula and the Upper Peninsula. Competition for these 3 sports is still pending for Regions 1 through 5, as they are not allowed to take place due to the governor's current executive orders. Schools may continue outdoor practices of these programs in the meantime. MHSAA Executive Director Mark Ewell said, quote, "Our council has made it clear that it is ready to offer students these opportunities pending approval from Governor Whitmer that we may be able to do so. We have been told that within a week, future guidance will address athletic issues that exist in current executive orders. We are awaiting that guidance." The MHSAA and Representative Council are committed to following all current and future executive orders and safety precautions. However, we need more answers before we can give all of our member schools the go-ahead to play each other again, and the majority of our schools are in regions that are not yet allowed to take part in volleyball, soccer, and swim, end quote. In order to provide off-season activity for sports that have their seasons canceled or moved, the MHSAA approved 16 contact days for football and all spring sports to be used for voluntary practices among students from the same school only. Football programs may schedule their contact days from August 24th through October 31st, and all spring sports may schedule their contact days from September 8th through October 31st. One of the top professional fishing leagues in the world held their competition on Lake St. Clair this past week. The Bassmaster Elite Series was held at Lake St. Clair Metro Park. Kyle Wurzbach has more.
This place right here, Lake St. Clair, day in and day out, year in and year out, it's probably the best fishery in the country.
Macomb County was at the forefront of professional bass fishing as the Bassmaster Elite Series returned to Lake St. Clair. Ranked the 4th best bass lake of the decade by Bassmaster magazine, Lake St. Clair has become a favorite spot for pro anglers.
It has a ton of bait. It's got the goby, which is an invasive species, which bass absolutely love. It's got a bunch of perch, minnows, everything that they love to eat.
But if you're from out of town, want to have fun, I mean, there's no better place to take somebody that doesn't know how to fish, because you can literally throw in any direction, drag baits, you know, have a drink, whatever, and you got the same chance of catching them as somebody that's good. So it's a fun place.
The 2020 season for Bassmaster came to a halt when the COVID-19 pandemic hit in March, but for Michigan native Chad Pipkins, it allowed him to focus on more important things.
I've been able to spend a little more time home with my new baby, so that's been we've been pretty lucky with that. I had a newborn in January, so that's been fun, but excited. This is good to get back with the guys and get fishing again.
With Bassmaster back in action since June, they've taken every precaution necessary, like requiring masks and prohibiting fan attendance. Although at St. Clair, some fans watch from a distance on their boats. And at this tournament, anglers had a lot less space to fish. With Canada's COVID-19 restrictions on the U.S., anglers were not allowed to fish in Canada's waters, which required local angler Garrett Paquette to adjust.
That's affected me greatly. I'd say on this body of water, 90% of what I want to fish is in Canada. So it's almost like fishing a new lake to me, but it's been really cool because it's allowed me to put some time in some areas that I don't normally fish. So it's kind of neat in that sense.
While COVID has been challenging for professional sports, both Chad and Garrett believe that the absence of other sports has brought more fans to pro fishing.
There's a lot of people that really have never seen fishing because it doesn't get the coverage that we've had, and now we're getting the opportunity to showcase some of that, and hopefully, you know, some fans will kind of jump on board and say, hey, this is, you know, it's kind of cool, kind of like a mix between golf, NASCAR, that kind of deal. So.
And it's been a great opportunity with the sports being down. Obviously, more eyes have turned towards the sport, and you can kind of feel that presence. I mean, you get a lot more social media interaction, and I think we're making a lot of new fans.
For Shelby This Week, I'm Kyle Warzabach.
Still ahead on Shelby This Week, Shelby Township author Karen Dion is hoping to have great success with her new book, The Wicked Sister. We have more details coming up. And we will introduce you to our new Business of the Week. Stay with us for more Shelby This Week.
Yo, Scott.
Hey.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you know what? I was just in there. The line is like 10 people long.
You know, I think I'll just...
Dude, are you okay?
You wouldn't believe what I was just thinking. I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Smart man.
Did you see how that dog was looking at me?
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never gonna let you go. Never gonna let
Shelby Township author Karen Dion is hoping to have great success with her new book, The Wicked Sister, which is the follow-up to her breakout novel, The Marsh King's Daughter. We spoke with Dionne to find out more about her new book and her journey writing the novel.
Her parents are wildlife biologists, and Rachel grows up, you know, feeling again close to nature, like I did, and she follows her parents around on their rounds. Her father does, he studies amphibians, frogs, etc., and her mother studies black bears. So as a child, Rachel develops this real affinity for all living creatures, but especially black bears, to the point where even as an adult, she believes that she can communicate with animals on a deeper, almost a spiritual level. But The Wicked Sister does not begin with Rachel happily following her mother around in the woods. Instead, she is in a mental hospital, and she's been there for 15 years because she believes that she is responsible for the terrible shooting accident that took both her parents' lives when she was 11. The Marsh King's Daughter has been optioned for film, and The Wicked Sister is also being shopped around Hollywood right now as a possibility for a film. So if Hollywood ever goes back to business, that is. Yeah, so it's pretty exciting. And, you know, The Wicked Sister 2 has sold in a lot of countries. And I I'm really grateful to be able to share Michigan and the Upper Peninsula with readers around the world.
Dion is also encouraging readers to support independent local bookstores to pick up The Wicked Sister. To find a local independent bookstore near you, you can visit indiebound.org. This week, we take you to Unwind Winery to learn more about their business and what makes them unique. Stacy Sansaterra has more.
Well, Unwind Winery is a full-service winery. We make all of our wines right here on site.
Yes, you heard that right. All the wines are made in-house to provide you with the freshest wines and unique blends you won't find anywhere else.
Currently, we have about 35 different wines on our wine list. We have white wines, sweet wines, red wines, we have dessert wines. We also have some special wines. Special wines meaning that there are some things that you probably can't get anywhere else. We have 2 tequila barrel aged wines and we have 2 bourbon barrel aged wines right now. Our other specialty wine is an interesting wine. People will drink it a little bit, but they'll also cook with it. We have a jalapeno wine.
And with that selection, Unwind Winery is guaranteed to have a wine for every palate. In addition, Unwind Winery serves up a delicious variety of foods that will pair well with your wine selection. And because COVID has created fears in the community, Unwind Winery has implemented safety precautions.
And that took on the look of sanitizer on every table. Every table, bar area, even outside seating is wiped down with a sanitary cloth and solution every time a guest comes and goes in that area.
The Unwind Winery is located on Van Dyke between 21 and 22 Mile Roads. For more information, check out their website at uwwinery.com. For Shelby This Week, I'm Stacy Sansaterra.
If you would like to have your business featured on Business of the Week, you may call 586-254-7130 or you may email shelbytv@shelbytwp.org. DoorDash users can now order their groceries through the delivery app from Meijer and Fresh Time. DoorDash will add more grocery stores in the coming weeks, according to the company. Grocery partners were also added onto Dash Pass, which is DoorDash's subscription service that offers members unlimited free delivery fees and reduced service fees. If customers want to get their groceries in under an hour, they can tap on the banner at the top of the DoorDash app to see a list of grocery stores offering nearby delivery. The new service follows the launch of virtual Dash Mart stores, which offer household essentials and local restaurant meals to customers' doors. Coming up next, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the 2020 Michigan State Fair will not be held at the Suburban Collection Showplace in Novi. Instead, it will be held virtually this year. We have more details ahead. And we'll introduce you to our new Pet of the Week. Stay with us for more Shelby This Week.
145 over 92.
180 over 111.
I had a heart attack, a cardiac arrest, and then a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure looks like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a heart attack or stroke are far from invisible or silent. Get back on your plan or talk with your doctor to create an exercise, diet, and medication plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
I got it!
Hi.
Can you help me?
I got it.
Thank you.
No problem.
Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared, so start now.
Right now?
Right now. You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
The Michigan State Fair is usually an end-of-the-summer tradition filled with carnival rides, live entertainment, exhibits, food, and more. But due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the 2020 Michigan State Fair will not be held at the Suburban Collection Showplace in Novi, but instead it will be held virtually. The virtual State Fair will be presented by Ram Trucks. The fair will be held on September 3rd through the 7th as a free online event. It will include hourly social media posts of interactive contests, activities, live demonstrations, performances, historical and educational features, and more. This year's event will make donations to the Oakland Avenue Farm, Shriners Hospitals for Children, and Military Families United. Fair officials also committed to providing $50,000 in urban and rural youth scholarships. The public can help support these programs by making monetary donations at www.michiganstatefairllc.com. The 2020 Michigan State Fair Facebook page is www.facebook.com/Michigan State Fair, and they can be found on Instagram at Michigan State Fair. This week, we take you to the Humane Society of Macomb, where two special dogs named Brown Sugar and Pippa are looking for the perfect home.
Brown Sugar and Pippa are two of our longer-term residents here. The only reason is because we just haven't found that right forever home for them. They're both great dogs. Brown Sugar is 3, Pippa is 4. Lots of energy, especially Brown Sugar. Brown Sugar is very puppy-like, very playful, lots of energy. Pippa's a little bit more subdued. Pippa loves the cuddle. She's a beautiful dog. Both really good dogs. We just haven't found that home, and so we're really trying to push them lately because we really want to find them that forever home. We'd like to see Brown Sugar go to a family that's got lots of energy, that's willing to keep up. She needs a lot of stimulation, physical, mental stimulation. So we just refer to her, even though she's 3 years old, she's really a big puppy. And so someone who's ready to take on that responsibility of having a really energetic but really good dog. And as far as Pippa, same thing. Pippa's a great dog. We'd love to see her go to a family. She'd be a good first dog, or someone who's got more experience with dogs. She'd be really good as well. She's real affectionate. She just loves to give hugs and cuddles, and she's a great dog, and she hangs out with the staff a lot. She's a favorite around here, and just looking for that right home. We got some cool things coming up here at the shelter. We're going to be doing a charity car wash is going to be coming up here in a couple of weeks. That's going to be a lot of fun. So we're looking for people to come by and participate in that. We're going to be having our big fall fundraiser dog extravaganzas coming up in November. We're going to be doing a virtual 5K run, excuse me. So lots of stuff happening as we kind of start to transition a little bit into fall.
That's all we have for this edition of Shelby This Week. Remember, you can always watch us on Facebook and just search Shelby TV. This week, we'll leave you with our pets of the week, Brown Sugar and Pippa, so that you can get a better look at these great animals looking for the perfect home. Stay safe, and thank you for watching.